Hello, YMCA, and welcome to the Energetics of Every Day. My name is Heather, and I have a little bit of a background in Reiki, energy work, meditation, yoga, and psychology. So, those are kind of some of the backgrounds or the principles that will be informing this class today. So, today, what we're going to be talking about is how to ground our energy or how to calm our nervous system. So they're kind of the same thing, just kind of communicated in two different ways. So by grounding our energy and calming our nervous system, we'll find more states of relaxation, of ease. And this is really important also because the next few weeks, we're going to be exploring kind of some of the fundamentals of how to work with our energy. So what we want to do is first learn how to calm our energy so then we can approach it from this more calm and relaxed state. We can't really do much for changing our energy or for even having the sensitivity enough to tune into our energy and how we're feeling if we can't first ground and calm our nervous system. So that is really what we're going to be diving into today. So the first step for kind of calming our energy is to first notice where we're at. So go ahead and do that right now. Notice how you're feeling. Your energy really consists of your emotions, your physical body, your sensations that you're feeling, your thoughts. So just really noticing. Everything is made up of energy, so our energy is everything that we're really experiencing. So how are you feeling? How are you showing up today? So the first step for grounding is, again, becoming aware of the present moment. So understanding what grounding is again, the same thing as calming our nervous system. So our nervous system kind of has two settings. One is the sympathetic setting, which is the more fight or flight setting. The other is the parasympathetic, which is the more rest and digest setting. So a lot of us have our fight or flight setting on most of the time. Our society, the world we live in, really cultivates this. And what we're going to be learning to work with today in this grounding practice is how to activate more of this parasympathetic state, this more relaxed, restful state. This is really important because the more we feed either one of these states of being, the more that we're going to experience them. So the more that we feed this more fight or flight state, the harder it's going to be for us to relax when we are in a more relaxed zone, or the harder it's going to be for us to stay calm in a stressful situation. Whereas the more that we feed the more rest and digest state, the more parasympathetic state, the easier it is going to be for us to find calm and relaxation, even in stressful situations, or it's going to be easier for us to just relax at the end of the day when we're wanting to. So what we'll be working on today and what we'll be learning is some different techniques to ground, to access more of this parasympathetic state, and to really calm down our nervous system and to really feed these neural pathways, to really feed that part of us. We can think of our neural pathways, our habits, as dirt roads. I think that's a really good analogy for our neural pathways. The more that we use certain connections, the more we use it, it's like a dirt road. The more we use the dirt road, the easier it is to drive down that road, the less growth there's going to be in that road. But if we've never used a dirt road before, it's going to be overgrown. There's going to be bushes, maybe even trees, rocks, all sorts of different things that we might need to clear out, and it might take a little bit longer, and it might be a little bit more challenging to go down that dirt road. So what we're wanting to do and what we're wanting to work with and build today is the neural pathways, that connection for clearing out the more calm and relaxed states, for grounding our energy. And this is so important because, again, it helps us to connect in with ourselves, to connect in with how we're feeling, what's going on in our body, what's going on in our energy. And from there, we can change and alter our energy in any way we like, which is what we'll be talking about for the next few weeks. Okay, so getting into kind of some of the steps, we're just going to go over a variety of different ways to calm and to ground. The reason why we're doing this is because different things work for different people. So we're going to be kind of exploring some of those options today. And what I recommend doing is practicing and playing with these for the next few weeks and noticing what works for you, noticing what helps you to feel more relaxed, to feel more calm, and also doing this slowly and consistently. So the biggest thing with any of these techniques we're going to talk about today is you don't need to do them for long periods of time, but just do them in short increments and do it consistently throughout your day and throughout your week. Because this is really how those neural pathways are created. Again, getting back to that dirt road analogy, if you drive down that dirt road one time, it's not going to make a huge difference in the ease of access for the future. Whereas if we drive down that dirt road consistently and on a consistent basis, it's going to help make it a lot easier to access that in the future. So our nervous systems are developed and created very slowly and consistently over time, usually between the ages of 0 to 7. But if we want to change it, we also need to change it in that same way by doing it slowly and consistently. It does take time, can take up to 3 to 6 months even. But a lot of these practices we're going to be talking about today don't take a lot of time, like things like breathing. You'll be breathing anyway, it's just doing so with a little bit more intention and doing it maybe a little bit differently than you've done in the past. So I promise you though, it is so rewarding to notice and see the changes that you'll see in your nervous system. It takes time and it takes practice, but you will notice such a difference in how you feel and how you show up to the world, how you show up in every single facet of your life, whether it be your relationships, your finances, your career, anything, your hobbies. You'll notice such a difference in the way that you approach things and the way that you go about things. And it is so much more enjoyable to live life with a calmer, more relaxed nervous system that you have say over. So it is so worth it. So let's just go ahead and get into some of these different techniques. So first is, of course, breathing. So what we want to do when we're thinking of breathing is slowly. So breathing in for a count of anywhere between 4 to 8 and exhaling for a count of 4 to 8. And in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth is kind of the ideal. So if we're ever feeling overwhelmed, feeling the need to ground, feeling the need to calm our nervous system, that is something that we can do. We can find these nice slow breaths. So let's go ahead and practice that. We'll practice something called the physiological breath today, which is an inhale, and then at the top there'll be another inhale and then a slow exhale. So let's go ahead and do that together. So starting with an inhale in through your nose, hold at the top, inhale in again, and exhale. Beautiful. We'll do that twice more, inhaling in through your nose, hold, a little bit more, and exhale. Inhale in through your nose, hold, inhale a little bit more, and exhale. All right, and now taking a moment to reconnect with how you're feeling. Noticing your thoughts, your feelings, your energy. Okay. So another thing that we can do to help calm our nervous system to ground is to move a little bit slower. So whether we're talking a little bit more slowly or we're moving throughout our day a little bit more slowly, just doing it a little bit slower with more intention. This can help communicate to our body, to our nervous system that we're safe, we're not in any rush, we can just have some time to just be, and it can be really helpful. So go ahead and try and practice that. Next thing we can do is to tap. So there are a couple points in the body that are really conducive to relaxation when we tap on them. So a couple can be right on the side of our wrists here on either side. So just tapping on them with the opposite hand. And you can do this at any point, again, throughout your day. So it's not ultra time consuming. You can do this while you're talking with someone, while you're working, or whatever you're doing, and you just might need to find some calm just tapping on your wrist. Another point that you can tap on is in the middle of your chest, the bone right in the middle, and just tapping here can help to kind of calm and ground. Getting into the body is also a really good way to ground. So any way that's helpful for you to notice the sensations in your body is going to be helpful. So this could actually be one. Could be noticing the feeling of this sensation of tapping. Another could be smelling something like an essential oil or a candle or whatever you like. Just noticing the smells around you can help you to be more in the moment and ground. Another thing could be something like physical, like touching or getting into a hot bath or a shower. Can help you to really just get in the moment, feel what's going on, ground. Another one is eating. You could mindfully eat something warm, which can be really helpful for grounding, especially that warm food like some soup or a hot cup of tea, something like that. And doing so mindfully, again, noticing your senses, getting in tune with your senses, in tune with your body here. Another one, and this one you might want to do alone, but it's shaking. So shaking like our arms like this or our legs and just kind of shaking out our body. This one's really good, especially if you're kind of having a lot of emotion or a lot of anxiety, really noticing that sympathetic nervous system being activated in that more fight or flight zone. Shaking out our body can be really helpful to kind of ease that and come back into a more parasympathetic state. So this actually can be seen in a lot of prey animals. So animals that are prey, they'll be chased by their predator, and after they're done being chased, let's say they didn't get caught, then you'll see them shake out their body. They'll just shake for like a minute, and then they just calmly go back to their everyday life. They calmly go back to drinking at, whatever. They just go back to walking and doing their thing. So it's really interesting to kind of learn from animals and how they react and process their stress in their body. And this is something that is actually pretty natural to humans as well, is doing this shaking and then kind of coming back into a normal state after that. Next is to move your body. So whether that is working out, dancing, going for a walk, stretching, finding some way to move and come into your body can be really grounding and calming for the nervous system. Next is walking on the grass, or like being connected with nature. Even like playing in the dirt or gardening can be really helpful. There's actually some research coming out now that shows that gardening and connecting with dirt like that, having your hands in dirt, releases a lot of really positive hormones and dopamine, serotonin, things like this. So this is something that's been used for years for kind of calming the nervous system, but now there's actual evidence on how it affects our neurochemistry, which is pretty fascinating. Another thing, it could be like listening to music, listening to calming music. So if you're more of an auditory person, this could be something that's really helpful for you, or even making music, whether it's singing, or if you play an instrument, doing that, creating art, something to kind of express yourself as well. Okay, so those are just kind of a quick bulleted list of some of the different ways that we can ground ourselves, that we can connect in with our energy, come back to the present moment, and connect and feed that parasympathetic nervous system, which is, again, so important and so crucial for feeling calm and relaxed throughout our life. For whether we're kind of struggling with burnout, anxiety, Whatever it is, we can really benefit from coming into more of these states of relaxation and of building that dirt road and building the ease to be able to access some of these more relaxed states. Again, I recommend doing these things slowly and consistently, so doing them on a regular basis throughout your day and throughout your life, rather than doing it, kind of bulking it and doing it all at one time. Okay, so again, this is kind of the groundwork. This is the foundation for the next few weeks, which we're going to be discussing more of how to work with, how to change our energy in different ways. But it's important that we first know how to calm and ground our energy, because we need to approach changing our energy from a calm state. We don't want to approach it from an anxious state or from a state of franticness, because doing so is going to really tune out our sensitivity. It's hard to be sensitive to ourselves, to our emotions, to our energy, if we are really frantic and all over the place, which is why grounding is so important if we want to learn to work with our energy. Okay, that is all that we have for today's class. And if you are joining us on Facebook Live, this class will be free through the end of September. And then from there, go ahead and check it out on the virtual Y. Again, my name is Heather. I had so much fun this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
I'm Sarah, and this is cardio dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it.
That's where we want to go.
Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer.
My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today?
I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.